Hi, hello, this is Thorion. Welcome to another gameplay video. This time we are looking at a new mage build. It's insane survivability and high damage builds. Can pretty much use it on most mages in the game, specifically on high scaling, high damage mages. Doesn't work on every mage in the game. Probably on Akwang and maybe the Morrigan. It's not the best build, but let's see how the build looks like. Our starter item would be Vampiric Shroud. Our second item would be Pythagorean's Piece.
Damage for the win.
I will explain in a second why we're picking this up. Now we can basically choose between Soul Gem and Spare of the Magus. Spare of the Magus is a bit more expensive. It has more magical power. It has 10 flat pen. It also comes. It has the same amount of lifesteal as Soul Gem. So let's use. But it also has a better passive overall since 7.5 piece damage is quite a lot from all sources. So putting it in for this. Third item would be Old Weaver. And fourth item would be very important, another lifesteal item, because this is the core item of this build, Typhon's Fang. And now we would be, since we are here, like level 20, we would be upgrading this to Sacrificial Shroud.
Damage for the win.
And the last item that depends on, this is the only item that can vary. Like Rod of the Hootie, for a lot more magic power, but only 10% pen. Or we can go for Obsidian Shard, which gives us a total of 30% magical pen. But we have to decide we need to get this against the enemy team or not. For now we can go with the Rod of Tahuti, I guess. Like I said, this depends on how much the enemy builds magic protection against us. You need to do this on your own. Let's go over the stats quickly. Items, or we'll talk a little bit about the items. We have first item that we built is Pythagorean's Piece. Pythagorean's Piece is a really nice item. It costs a total of 2,300 gold. This is a lot cheaper than, let's say, Kronos Pendant, which is 2,700. Or the Spare of Desolation, which you could also potentially pick up as first item, which costs 2,600. So why did we pick this up? First of all, it's cheap. It's only 2,300 gold. It gives us. Let's remove other items quickly. You can see the difference.
Damage for
This
the win.
is our starter item. As you can see, we are sitting at 195 magic power at the moment. Let's remove this. So Pythagorean's Piece doesn't just add 40 magical power, it has flat on the item. And we also get a little bit of health, 200 health. Actually quite a lot for a damage item. get 12% lifesteal, 10% magical penetration. Also really nice. And now comes the most important part, the aura. All allied gods within 70 units have their magical lifesteal and their magical power increased by 12%, the magical power is increased by 30, and the physical lifesteal is increased by physical power increased by 20. You also get the aura effect. That's why we're sitting at 29% lifesteal, and not just 17% lifesteal. So these two alone gives a lot of sustain and survivability and also damage already. Next item we will buy is a Spear of the Magus. This is would be also the Assault Gem, but I like Spear of the Magus more. Completely on your own preference, which one just needs to be one of them. Because we're sitting at we're getting another 12% magical lifesteal. We also get 110 magical power. Granted, the Soul Gem is a little bit cheaper. It costs only 2,300. So if you want to go for an earlier damage spike, pick the Soul Gem up if you want. Spear of the Magus. While the passive is great on Soul Gem, since you heal your allies for 30% of your total magical power with 4 stacks up. You also do bonus damage of 25% with one spell, and then the charges are gone. But I personally prefer the Spear of the Magus, and since we have a 7-second window where we do 7.5 increased damage from all sources to the target, and it comes with 10 flat pen, 5% magical lifesteal, so a lot more, like also a lot more 30 more magical power, which is quite considerable, especially at 2 item damage spike. Most mages. The next item is pretty common, it's Soul Reaver. 95 magical power, 300 mana, and the passive is really great. 2% max HP damage for targets over 200 in health, and 9% max health damage for targets at 2750 health. And every subsequent hit will only do half the bonus damage for the next 3 seconds, but that's rather neglectable since most of the spells are on a far longer cooldown anyways. And now we are coming to the core item of the build, which is Typhon's Fang. Also on a lifesteal tab, this item here. This is quite an expensive item, but at 2,100 gold.
Damage for the win.
Oh, and the cool part about this now, it reads like low stats, so 70 magical power, 200 mana, 50% magical lifesteal, 10% magical penetration. Really, those are really cool. First reads a bit weird with just 70 magical power. Why is this so expensive? Well, it's passive that we are after here. We're getting, first of all, 30% increased magical lifesteal. Extra to the total lifesteal is increased by, is increased by 30%. And our magical power is also increased by twice the amount of the magical lifesteal we currently have. Check this out, how much this is. Sitting at 582 magical magical power at the moment. Now we can remove this. Let's remove the item. Back again. As you can see, we're at 400. And this adds 70 magical power. So we are at 470. This the Vampiric Shroud is 5% magical lifesteal. This is 12% plus another 12%, so that's 29%. Then we're sitting at 41%. With this here, we are sitting at 56%.
That'll work.
So we're getting an additional 102 magic power from the lifesteal values of the Vampiric Shroud, Pythagorean's Piece, Spear of the Magus, and Typhon's Fang doubles the amount of magical, converts the magical power into the double the amount of the magical lifesteal they run. At level 20, we will upgrade Sacrificial Shroud and get another 10% magical lifesteal on top of everything. Means also an extra 20 magical power. Or we're also getting a 90 magic power plus, so this item, upgrading the item gives us another 110 magical power extra, coming from the base version.
Damage for the win.
As you can see, we went from 580 to 690. Now for the last item, like I said, we need to check out if we can go for Rod of Tahuti. 3k gold, or we need to check enemies protection, magical protection. They are quite high. We might want to pick up the Obsidian Shard with the Pythagorean's Piece, Typhon's Fang, Obsidian Shard. We are sitting capped at 40%. Magic penetration. Let's add in the Rod of Tahuti quick. As you can see, our magic power would go to 830 instead of the 770 with the Obsidian Shard. But we also have 10% less magical penetration, and we also can't overcap the magical percentage penetration without Obsidian Shard.
Damage for the win.
The overcap from Obsidian Shard, also the passive, works for one spell. For the first damage spell we cast, we get 10% extra magical penetration, so we're reducing magical protections for this very spell by 50%. So this is a decision then we need to make in the end, how much we, if we need the extra 20% or the constant 40% we're sitting then at, or if we want 60 magic power extra. So let's throw in some damage spells here. Of course, the downside with the low, there's like no cooldown reduction in this build, but this is fine. So we have to basically household properly with our cooldowns on spells. We're not so basically you really need to hit all your stuff now, or you're sitting at quite high cooldowns for a while now. But this, as you can see, this was just one unit. Was just a level 1 audience. We can increase protections real quick. Let's say the enemy has like 200 protections at level 20. See how much damage we get. Alright, 574. 431. We can actually see that how it works with the ultimate, and it can cast the other stuff a little quicker. Level 20 Odeon with 200 protections, level 1 Odeon 100 protections. As you can see, we're doing quite our penetration does quite a lot of damage. Also, do not forget that Zillas, the Crush, at max rank also debuffs particle protection by 15%. And this will then, of course, vary for other mages again. So basically, we can also pick up all of the Hootie here. Let's see how much damage we're getting. As you can see, it's pretty much the same damage. Like this. The ultimate against 200 protections is still 784 damage, which is quite a lot. Currently against a squishy with like no protect with like 40 protections or 45, I will just be one shot or nearly one shot by the ultimate. Once again, we'll lower the protections down to. Let's go to. Let's go to 50. You can see the difference here. As you can see, the damage went up to nearly 800. 840. 54. Ultimate hits for 1300. The root almost 700 damage. 140 and a level 20. Let's try the ult. That guy here, or over here again, as you can see, 1400 damage with 50 protections. I also hope this gives you a small understanding on how penetration works, and that penetration is very important. Just don't stack any items when you pick up starter items, just not worth it. You mostly need high magic power values. That would be one thing, but you also need to look for penetration in the build, and there's basically no room, or we can also pick up the red buff. There's basically no room for some sort of stacking item if you pick up one of the starter items. There are situations where when we not pick up a starter item, then we can maybe go for stack item like Book of Thoth or the Warlock stuff, but this depends on the god you're playing. Also, you're not really building this on every god, so it's really not part of the discussion we're having in this video now. Well, let's go into a game and try build in an actual game mode. Let's have a look at the build again. I can actually pretty much build this on most of the gods. There are exceptions. Of course, you wouldn't get build it on Kronos. So that's not a good build for Kronos. It's also not a good build for the Morrigan. But it should probably also not a good build for Oleron. For every other mage we have available, this build is totally fine and works. I think I have, I have it here in the god builder. You can see what we're going to build once more. Let's go in.
We will be departing shortly.
So let's see what we can play. What we're going to play here. Okay, let's fight on Nuba.
Nua. 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 Nua.
Right. Let's see how that build how it goes. So what this build is going to achieve, it's quite cheap gold-wise. Gives a lot of survivability while also keeping extreme high levels of damage scaling up. So pretty much win-win build, win-win situation build. If you want. So the only thing is you need to household with your cooldowns. This is very important that you hit your spells now. What I need here, I think I'll be getting. I guess it's fine on Nuva since her cooldowns are rather okay-ish. Like
Off you go.
get a mid, get a wave, pick. Let's just what? As you can see, we have a ton of sustain from Vamp Shroud. We're getting 6 mana per target we hit.
Ultimate is ready.
Vamp Shroud.
This will teach them.
Can they street?
Let's see if we can.
Good morning! Retreat!
Oh, very nice. But as you can see, we can also take a bit of a punch now with this build. We're healing up like crazy. Also, mana is not a big deal. I mean, you will notice it once mana buff will wear off. The missing MP mana per second, but that is also totally fine in my opinion.
They won't be able to find me. Be right back.
Pick up the Pythagorean's piece.
Fit
Retreat!
for an empress.
E-man!
Yeah. Now we have 10% penetration, 24% lifesteal extra. Right, and 70 magical power. And we also provide 12%
Retreat!
lifesteal to our teammates, as well as 30 magical power and 20 physical damage to everyone. 70 unit range. As you can see, the sustain is absolutely terrific already. With just 1.5 items. But
I've got plenty more.
just need to be a bit more careful with
Chemistry is
our cooldowns now, so good.
Wake up. Time.
Retreat!
Away I go. This will teach them. Be right back.
Now we pick up Prayer of the Magus, but it's bare.
They can only be jealous.
The build version of it instead of Soul Gem. As I said earlier, I prefer Prayer of the Magus, it's a bit more expensive. Team fight here, and actually they're not there.
An enemy has been slain.
This will.
Yeah.
I've got plenty more.
chemistry is
Let's see what we can.
Aim for the moon. Even if you miss, you can land among the stars.
Yeah, as you can see, we have complete insane sustain. We can pick up Prayer of the Magus now, which is quite, which is a really awesome power spike now.
Find your footing. Here.
Fit for an empress.
So
Ultimate is ready.
yeah, I think they've
Ultimate
just
is
popped
ready.
Shadow.
what's it gonna be today?
Pop the Shadow, so
This will teach them.
The more chemistry
one out for the home. Yo, somebody stealing my kills! Roasted and toasted.
So, as you can see, the power spike
They won't
is
be able to find me.
already there. We're hitting quite hard. Also allow our team to hit quite hard with the Spare of the Magus passive effect. And for more damage, we're picking up the Soul Weaver next.
Time for some mystery.
Get away.
What's it gonna be? Trial and error.
Be right back.
Yeah. As you can see, the mana system is completely fine on this.
They can only be jealous.
As long as we have something that we can hit and
There it is!
sustain our mana, so it's important. Not just because we have 0 cooldown now.
This will teach them.
That we also sustain ourselves by actually hitting our spells with something.
Chemistry is magic. What's it gonna be today?
An ally has been slain. Double kill. You have slain an enemy improv. Smoked! Breath. An ally has been slain.
What? Need 200 more gold.
They
Soul
won't be
Weaver.
able to find me.
What? Soul Weaver up. Item number 3. That's a lot of extra damage.
Fit for an empress.
300 magic power now, plus
An enemy has been slain.
max HP damage hit from its
Time
passive.
for some mystery.
Retreat!
Off you
Retreat!
go. They won't be able to find me.
There it is!
Hail to the king!
Ultimate is ready.
The blue buff, so little killed up. Okay, the shell is up.
Time for some mystery.
Great.
Make it explosive!
Let's fire the ultimate.
They won't be able to.
Yo, somebody stealing my kills! Roasted and toasted.
And now we will be getting
For the price of one.
Puffin
They can only
thing,
be
yes,
jealous.
talent trinket, which We will then develop the Titan's Fang. This is the most important item, since this will heavily increase our magic power and also our lifesteal overall now.
E-Man.
Retreat!
And as you can see, we have quite a punch over there. We have a lot of burst potential on new world.
Is magic. What's it gonna be today?
With this build. And let's see where we can go from here.
Be careful.
A bit more gold and we can pick it up. Just go back to the fountain. That's fine.
Fit
I
for
want
an
gold.
empress.
What do here? That's the ultimate. But
Retreat!
yeah, this it's
Retreat!
Can't stop, won't stop.
Off you go. I've got plenty more. Time for some mystery.
right, and now we can decide if we want to pick a Divine Ruin up in order to lower the healing power now. But first of all, we are upgrading the Vampiric Shard to Sacrificial Shard now. Gives us even more magical power. And also more lifesteal. Since we are playing against healers here, it would make sense to
Oh, one down for the home. Got him!
as you can see, we're hitting really hard now.
Nobody's stealing my kills!
This will teach them.
On, kids!
Even the Emoja is taking a lot of
Ally has been slain.
damage now.
Should have been my
Double!
And let's get the Sacrificial Shroud.
What's it gonna be today?
We're sitting at 538 magical power. We got 65% magical lifesteal. We have a total of 20% magical penetration from Typhon's Fang and Pathogorm's piece.
Retreat!
And I guess we could here go for the Divine Ruin.
Be careful. Help!
Haven't been going crazy when it comes to magical defense.
You're only hit. What you aim at.
So maybe we have to make a decision now to pick up Divine Ruin or a Rod of Eternity. I would say Divine Ruin, it's a bit cheaper and the game won't going that long anymore anyways.
I've got plenty more.
Let's go up, buy our stuff.
Absolutely styled.
Retreat!
See
This
ya!
will teach them.
Bang!
Time for some mystery.
That's two.
Yeah, I can hit him. Right. So personally, I'm not even sure we need Divine Ruin here now, but let's get it anyways.
Fit for an entrance.
Basically, just the motor has okay-ish magical protections, not really that much. But Chunga and Yamoto heal quite some.
Retreat! Retreat!
Fortunately, didn't remove his CC immunity shield.
Off you go.
Pour one out for the homie.
Terrible because I have
A double.
what? Fine, let's get a Divine Ruin.
Can only be jealous.
Pick up. Oh, anyways, we could just
Retreat!
wait, not
Retreat!
I've got plenty more.
actually, let's remove his shield.
Breath.
Retreat! Group up!
Alright, cool. I think we've removed for the next fight this Dwarf Shield. Yes, it's fun, very nice.
Ultimate is down! Ultimate is ready! Can't aim forever. But hit me, let go.
We can maybe also just clear. They're really running.
There it is.
And there we go. As you can see,
Hail to the king!
we are doing very high damage with this build. Would be a bit more if we had built a lot of TNT. It's more expensive. I don't think it was necessary for this game now. Game itself was a bit boring. Wasn't really much going on. We have pretty standard damage values. Of course, was an arena, but it's pretty much the same. In Conquest with small skirmishes. Be dealing heavy damage at the fire giant or the other objectives. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the build will be useful for your games. So see you next time.